YouTube. I'm going to do this video here on how to get your key apart without breaking it up. So if you come across a new fob like I did, this is how we do it. So the first thing you want to do is you remove the battery cover. Oh, wrong side. Alright, take your batteries out. Now you will have there's a slot right here for the red thing. Otherwise, it just lifts straight out the top. And I broke it a little bit, so. Alright, but anyway, when people say you have to cut it or run a razor along it, they're talking about see, this piece here fits inside that groove. So when it's together, you want to stick your razor along here. This side, okay, let's just use that one. This side, as best you can up here, and this side. See? Then you're gonna want to, you flip your key out, and there's that space right there. That's where you stick your whatever these are called. You know what they're called. Snap ring pliers. Yeah, that's it. Alright, we'll get that out the way. We don't need it. Get that out the way. Alright, so once you get through and you get it, it'll start up like this. And then so you push this down, you push down on the button and the spring, and that's how you get the entire blade out. It'll be going through there like this. So. Alright, get them out. Then you're going to want to stick your snap ring pliers in the top. You're going to want to go on both sides of this like this. See? Now, very last, I was able to squeeze it open on this end enough to push down on the circuit board here and then slide it out. And since this is the old circuit board, when coming out, it bent these back a little bit, but I just bent them back up. So if you can get your circuit board out, then that's great. But if you can't, what you're going to do is going to be stuck in the top here very hard. See that? And there's actually, let's see if I can do this. All right, well, in here we have two little tabs right there, and those hold it in place here in those two little holes, which is at the bottom by the panic button. So that's going to be the hard part. So what you're going to have to do is when you get to this point and it's only stuck, you got all of this loose, you may or may not have your chip out, but you're going to have to spread it as best you can and then pull. You have to twist it out that way. That way you don't damage it like I did. Alright, so once you have it apart and your board is sitting in here like so, So if you didn't get it out already, because you know, I'm gonna do it with the old key as well. So I'll push down out of there, push them out, and that's it. Nothing really holding it on. So then when you get to this point, this is our transponder chip here. This is the most important piece, aside from the chipboard. So here, I just grabbed this white thing by that little nub there sticking up. See? And I popped it right out. Got it up out of there. Now this transponder, I already knocked it loose. And I put it back just to show in the video where it would be if you were just taking it apart. So this was also glued in just a little bit, just like that. And so what I did to get it loose is I took this, just like this, and just stuck it under it as best I could in the corner. And that popped it up. And I stuck it back here a little bit. I had to wiggle it. It's in this space is up under. Up here it's tucked under. So it makes it a little difficult to when you're going in from here. And so you will see when you get up under it. And I believe I used this one to dig it out, like something like this. Yeah, see? Bloop. And so, once you got that out, and you might be able to see a little bit of glue on one side. If not, just kind of remember that slant will go towards the key blade. Boom. Alright, so now that that's all done, I'm going to put all this to the side. We don't need this transponder chip or the circuit board. These two things, oh yeah, there we go. These two things you don't need. These are from the new fob. Alright, so now for the old fob. I guess I can I'm losing the battery. Oh, there we go. Alright, start by taking the batteries out. Alright. Then you want to use your razor to get down in here and start breaking the epoxy. Try not to get a cheap utility knife. I don't know what happened to my cutter, but we're just gonna use this one and hope for the best. Alright. So we'll start with this side. And so in order to break the epoxy, you go in the side here. And it's gotta go all the way down to the corner. Just like that. And it's going to be hard to go around these corners, but I just try to wedge it in there real good and then come back across the top. I'm gonna go to this side. I'm gonna move to the other side. And you see how it slides in there? That's where you want to break the glue. Trying to get these corners. I don't think that worked. Is that me or plastic? I hope that's not me. Alright, we're gonna try and go across the top. Hopefully I can do it where you can see it. This thing. It's gonna have to work. As I go in here, you hear that? Might hear it crack a little bit. That's the glue breaking. Alright, so we've broken our edges on both sides. Yep. Alright, see now the hardest part is breaking it beyond this point, which I try to stick this in there at that angle like that as best I can. Both sides somehow, alright? Then that's what these are gonna be for. I'm gonna use these and be very careful because I already stabbed myself once right there. But you're gonna try and go in at this angle. And then if you listen, you should hear the epoxy breaking loose more. that should be pretty decent for that side. And so same thing on this side. I'm gonna find the best angle to go in like so. I'm trying to get as far down in case you can without cracking or breaking it. Alright. And so that should be pretty good. Now, you can drive the key out, drive the blade out and swap the blades with that pin, but since we're taking apart the case and the blade's gonna come out that way anyway, it's a little bit easier. Now, we are at the point, the scary part. Stick your snap ring pliers. Make sure they're set to open as you squeeze and not, not down here. And you're just gonna go in here and just squeeze and just apply a little bit more pressure at a time. Yep, you see that? And busting loose on that side. Alright, so now we can see in there. From here, if you can hold it open and you wanna push the button in, don't let the spring fly out. See, now the spring has that tiny little tail, so make sure it goes back like that. That's the key out. Set that to the side, make sure we remember it's ours. Alright, so now, the next part is, see the little red lens has got that tab at the top. But with enough space, it just pops out. I guess I'm using the other one now, okay? Now, this is where you want to stick it in, like you want one in the hole and then the other one you want just down here. And also if you can spread it more and get it under there. Oh, there we go. See that? I put one here and the other one here. Let me show you this. One side here and the other side here. Against this and this. See there? And we can come into the side a little bit. So now we're up here to the corners. Like I said before, you're probably just gonna have to twist it real good. And at this point, I try not to push on the circuit board at all, because this is definitely the important one, because it's our original one. And we'll also have our transponder hiding in there, back down in there. So we're just gonna slowly take our time and try and get it to pop as far up as we can with the snap ring pliers. Twisting. Whew, like I said, this is the hard part, getting them corners loose in this last edge. But don't stick anything in the edge or you'll get this. So we're gonna try and, even though this is the old one, we're gonna try and be neat about it so that everyone learns how it's done. Which is with some brute force at times. Oh, there we go. So like I said, that twisting effect, you can see it a little better in the Chrysler key fob. Those are the holes. And it looks like this one actually has some metal tabs that hook in. Right there. So those are those two tabs that make this difficult. So now, like I said, we just push on these, and on this side, see it just slides right out. So here's our important circuit board. We'll put that over there with our important key. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to grab this a second time. Yep. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, there we go. So I have two of these now. Not really important which one you use. They're all the same. I'll put that over there, and as you can see, this transponder just slid right out. And so we will very carefully let it fall into our hand. Put our old, put the old to a different side. To a different side. Alright. And now we're ready to go into our new fob. Alright, so first things first is the transponder chip with the little slant side towards where the blade will be. Get over there. There we go. Alright, hope on. Transponder in the corner. And a little white tray thing goes over it. And you see how it holds it in there. Make sure it's all the way down. Alrighty. And we're gonna have our circuit board going back in. And it's pretty easy. All you do is just line up the two little battery tanks with their little slot here. Which you could probably just, stick it in like so. And just give it a slight push. I don't believe that any of them are made to stick any particular way. So as you can see, it'll just fall out. It seems to be common once you, oh wait, maybe get out a little bend. Also, the white tray has a little point that sticks up that it sits on. That and the where it connects to the battery, and see, you can see that's it. Alright, now this is probably the hard part because now we have to deal with the springs and such. Oh, and before we forget, we should probably put our little lines back on. And it just, oh my gosh. Alright, so we put our lens back on, and it just pushes down into the hole. Alright, then we go, see we got a, uh-oh, come back here. No! Okay, we got an extra somewhere. Alright, we're back. Okay, so to get the spring to work, you gotta put this on, you get your spring on there, get your little tail in that groove, then you spin it. Well, you spin it counterclockwise. You spin it as if you're closing it, but then you keep going. And that's how you wind the spring. Right. Alright, let's put our batteries in and go outside, see if it works.